we're going to make sure that we get it out on all of the platforms. All of the platforms. But all right. So we're going to go from some good feels, some good people, some great signs to two criminals, one war criminal, one sexual assaulter found liable by a court. And they're both somehow, I believe, in the White House together. Again, I repeat, two felons, two criminals, one war criminal, one sexual assaulter found liable by a court. Deciding the fate, it seems like, of Palestine, the Palestinians, Gaza, and what's going to happen. That's what I saw. This is what I saw. I saw. If anybody knows their history, if anybody knows the story, this is Joseph Stalin and Winston Churchill divvying up Eastern Europe on the back of a fucking napkin, right? That's what this is. Without consultation, without fucking prior strategy, without the peoples whose fucking homes you're talking about being involved in this process. This is one of the most, if anybody knows the story, I hope it makes sense, right? This is what this is. They're telling you, they're divvying up another fucking country and telling you how it's going to be rebuilt in their fucking terms, under their fucking supervision, using our fucking soldiers and our taxpayer money. After we just used our taxpayer money to ship the weapons over to fucking Israel so they can use it to destroy the exact same fucking area that we're now talking about. Now, tell me that's not fucking ridiculous. How about that fucking circle? Let's send the bombs over so that Israel can use said bombs to blow up the buildings so that we can come in and rebuild the buildings. Stick a fucking U.S. flag on the top of fucking Trump Plaza, Gaza, right? Build some beachfront property that Trump's been talking about for fucking months. And call it a fucking day. What Palestinians? We stopped the war. Fucking they can go somewhere else, right? They'd just be happy. Just be fucking happy that we stopped the war, right? Forget about your homes. It's in rubble anyway. You don't want it. You don't want it. It's not like you can rebuild. You're a Palestinian. You can't rebuild that area. Let the grown-ups, right? Let the fucking white men, let the grown-ups and the people that actually know what they're doing come in and do it for you. No. You can't move in. You're not going to move in. You're not going to move back in after. No. That's just not happening. All right. So before I get fucking way too fucking fired up on this, because it's just, there's no way for me not to. There's just no way for me not to. Without further ado, a war criminal and a rapist in the White House deciding the fate of another fucking country. And away we go.
With President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Do you expect phase 2 of the hostage deal to go forward?
We'll talk to you later.
Mr. President, you managed to get this deal done. A lot of people say that the men who managed to do that should get a Nobel Peace Prize. Do you think that you'll be able to get all the hostages back home? And what would happen if you hear from the Israeli side?
They will never give me a Nobel Peace Prize.
What would happen if the Israeli
I deserve it, but they will never give it to me.
What would happen, sir? What would
Fuck you.
Normalization to go forward. What needs to happen for normalization in Saudi Arabia?
Well, we're going to see.
I don't know if that choppiness is on my end or their end. I don't see why it would be on my end. Everything else seems to be running all right. Let's see. Hopefully it straightens up on their end.
We're dealing with a lot of people, and we have steps to go yet, as you know. And maybe those steps go forward, and maybe they don't.
Is there a what do they call those things? The killer hornets, the fucking deadly hornets. Is there one of those hornets in the microphone right now with this camera? What is that buzzing? Good grief. Does this get any better? Please tell me it gets better. Oh, there's gotta be a better one. Excuse me, pardon me. Hold on. My apologies. I can't do the fucking murder hornet in my ear the whole time. That's just not gonna fucking happen. Sounded like that damn thing was loving that microphone. All right. What am I looking for? Oh, Trump-Netanyahu. Trump-Netanyahu. Oh, thank you, Ricky, so much. What did you say? She said, "Is it just me, or is this a really bad remake of an Austin Powers mixed with the movie?" Honestly, not a bad call. Not a bad call, and I really appreciate the contribution. Spot on. I really do appreciate it. All right, sorry, excuse me. If I can just find some, I want to find another video of them, the sit down moment, without the murder hornet in my fucking ear. Is this another one? Shut up. So loud. Let's see here. No, this ain't it. This ain't it. Does he go into this? All right, here it is, maybe. Here it is. All right, let's see if I could share this tab instead. Try this again. Thank you again, Ricky. I appreciate that. All right, let's try this again. All right, here we go. Like I said, 2 criminals in the White House deciding the fate of another country.
Jail to go forward.
We'll talk to you later.
Mr. President, you managed to get this deal done. Some say, a lot of people say that the men who managed to do that should get a Nobel Peace Prize. Do you think that you'll be able to get all the hostages back home? And what would happen if you hear from the
They will
Israeli
never
side?
give me a
Before we go any further, can you guys hear the questions? Do you guys want me to repeat the questions, or can you hear them? Hey, Sherry, how are you? Let me see what you guys say. I just want to make sure you guys, I don't want you guys to be like half-assing on the video. You can hear it. Tiff said you can hear it. Thank you. Bev can hear it. You can hear it fine. All right. I just want to make sure you guys can. I suppose it better teeth. I just want to make sure you guys can hear the questions. That way, obviously, the video makes sense to you.
Nobel Peace Prize.
What would happen? What would happen if the Israeli
I
president?
deserve it, but they will never give it to me.
What would happen, sir? What would happen?
Normalization to go forward. What needs to happen for normalization in Saudi Arabia?
Well, we're going to see, and we're dealing with a lot of people, and we have steps to go yet, as you know, and maybe those steps go forward.
Do they all have a murder hornet? What's with the fucking murder hornet? Why did that just develop all of a sudden a murder hornet?
And maybe they don't. We're dealing with a very complex group of people, situation and people. But we have the right man. We have the right leader of Israel. He's done a great job, and we've been friends for a long time.
Honestly, to say he's done a great job should automatically link you to this fucking despicable war criminal, as told and investigated by many fucking different agencies in human rights organizations. An actual fucking warrant out for his arrest that we should be fucking acting on as the United States to both of these motherfuckers, if you really want to know. Both of them. You don't hear it again? What is happening? Somebody said it too. I am not. Oh, as far as the Hornet things you're saying? I think they were saying as far as the murder Hornet thing. It's just maybe it's my headphones. Maybe it's my headphones. Sorry about that. All right, sorry. I don't want to take forever to get through this. Let's continue.
We do a great job also. And I think we have a combination that's very unbeatable, actually.
Can I ask, what would happen, Mr. President, what would happen if you hear from the
Wait a minute. Wait. Where's that person? Where's that person coming from? Come on.
Yeah,
Go,
Mr.
you go.
President, what would happen if you hear from the Israeli side?
He's fucking either too blind or too fat to turn his neck enough to see this person in the room. Where's that person? Where's that coming from? Sounds like it's behind me. Can you tell them to step in front of me? I can't turn that much. My makeup only goes from fucking 12 to 6.
Today that they're not willing to go through with the deal to get all the hostages back home and finish the war.
We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, we'll be prepared to handle the situation.
Are the Saudis
Getting Iran into
Palestinian
the deal,
state?
Mr. President.
Look how fucking stupid Netanyahu looks. Like the fucking American right in his fucking, right in his fucking mouth. I would punch him right in his fucking mouth. Give me in a fucking elevator. I would, oh my God, would I love to fucking do that. I would seriously fucking hurt that dude. Anyway.
No.
Are the Saudis demanding a Palestinian state?
No, they're not. No.
Are they demanding a path towards a Palestinian state or any other recognition
Everybody's
of that source?
demanding one thing. You know?
Are we demanding a path towards a Palestinian state? Is the question, in case anybody didn't hear it.
You know what it is? Peace. We want peace. We want people to stop being killed. But everybody's demanding.
Okay, but now, okay, the question literally is already acknowledging that, right? Like that question, you'd have to say an intelligent person would say that question acknowledges the peace that's already happening right now, right? Acknowledges that, and then we're saying, okay, from here on, right? Do you see a path? Are you going to make a path towards a Palestinian state, right? We're already past that, you childish fucking bastard, right? So obviously trying to dodge that question right off the bat.
Very simple, peace. And he wants peace also.
Mr. President,
Does he? Is that what he wants? Sure got a funny fucking way of showing it. Sure got a... You know what? That's funny to say. The fact that fucking peace threatens Benjamin Netanyahu more than fucking anything else makes that even a fucking funnier statement for Trump to say, right? Benjamin Netanyahu just fucking, his spine just tingled when he said that, right? Because he's dying to get the fuck back in there. Dying to get this fucking thing started again. And don't think they haven't, and don't think for a second people haven't been killed since this, so-called peace has so-called started, right? Because they fucking have. Oh, they fucking have.
I think it's politically possible in Israel to get this deal done until the end.
To get the deal done?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, is it politically
Why wouldn't a deal get done? A deal can get done. We'll see what happens. We're dealing with very complicated people, but a deal can absolutely get done.
What does that mean exactly? We're dealing with complicated people. I mean, I would even give him the grace if he said we're dealing with a complicated situation, right? It would almost be the fucking smartest thing he's ever said as president of the United States, almost, right? The fact that we're dealing with a complicated situation, a nuanced situation that's going to take fucking many years and many different solutions and attempts to try to fucking work out, right? But I can tell you right now, the solution that he's about to fucking propose, hey, ain't fucking one. If you want peace, brother, you don't steal somebody's fucking land, right? Because nothing gives you a fucking situation more ripe for more war than you waltzing in there like you fucking own the joint, building your fucking high rises and your fucking your seaside resorts, right? And thinking these people are gonna sit back and watch you do it, right? That's the fucked up part, right? Just like people think, oh, Ukrainians, if they just, gave up a bunch of their territory, if we just told them to stop, they'll stop. No. You don't understand the people. You don't understand the fight. They will not stop, right? They're not going to fucking, we cannot tell the Ukraine, hey, stop fighting. Hey, stop fighting for your homeland, please. Stop fighting for your brothers and nieces and sisters and nephews that have been killed and slaughtered in this fucking war. Stop fighting, right? Again, I always go back to the babushkas at the beginning of the war that literally had fucking nothing when they were looking at an onslaught, right, at the time of Russian armored vehicles in a fucking single file column heading towards Kyiv. And what did they do? Give me all the glass bottles you got. Give me all the fucking rags you got and all the fucking kerosene or whatever the fuck they use to put in them motherfuckers, right? And I will take out as many of them Russians as I possibly can before they get me. And this is the mindset. And this is the mindset. So understand the people before you try to insert yourself into these complicated situations and think you have a fucking simple solution to this. Because you know what assuming does.
Done.
Mr. President, an Israeli strike on Iran.
We'll see what happens.
President Trump, I was Prime Minister Netanyahu. We've heard Joe Biden and Donald Trump take credit for the hostage and ceasefire deal. Who do you think deserves more credit?
I think President Trump had it with great force and powerful leadership to this effort. I appreciate it. He sent a very good emissary. He's helped it along. And, I'll just tell you, I'm happy that they're here.
Right. So I'm not going to answer the question. Even though the asshole's sitting right next to me, that's about as much as I can compliment him, considering everybody knows he fucking hopped in at the last second, right? And decided to send his emissary over there.
And I'm sure the president is happy that.
And again, like this motherfucker doesn't think we know that this deal was worked out far in advance when these two met at Mar-a-Lago, right? When they've been talking on the phone. You don't think they had this worked out, how the election was going to go, what would happen if this happened, right? You're out of your fucking cotton picking tree. You are out of your fucking tree. Out of your tree. My apologies.
They're here. And I would think that's about enough.
Mr. Prime Minister, what about Elizabeth Turkov, the Israeli hostage held in Iraq?
What about the Israeli press taking a press conference in Israel and not in Washington?
We would love to take a press conference to interview Prime Minister Netanyahu. A few more questions. Prime Minister Netanyahu, do you support going forward with this deal and getting all the hostages out?
I support getting all the hostages out and meeting all our war goals.
I'm sorry. Does Bibi got a little fucking cold sore going on? Huh? Bibi got the herp? Is that what I'm looking at? Sorry. I don't know why I got out of full screen. I'm trying to go full screen. Am I looking at the herp on that lip? What's going on in this trip to the United States? Huh? What's happening down there at fucking Scar-a-Lago? Look at that lip. Look at that lip. Yeah, my apologies. That was my fault.
That includes destroying
Old saying.
Hamas's military and governing capabilities and making sure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again.
Are you willing?
All three.
Are you willing
And those things go together?
Are you willing?
Can you promise to the families that you do everything to get the hostages out?
I think
wait.
that
Yeah, how about you ask one fucking question at a time, people, so we can hear it? Oh, thank you, Rachel. Let's see here. Went to an event with Indivisible at the local Senate office in Springfield to rally against VOD at OBM. We're lucky to have Warren and Markey in D.C. Well, thank you, Rachel, for your activism. Thank you for your action. Really, really appreciate that. And thank you for your contributions to the channel. We have some fantastic people in the chat, some active people in the chat, right? I do appreciate it. And if you're not a regular watcher of Blunt Politics, then I do appreciate you giving me the shot. And if at the end of this you do enjoy what you saw and you like what you heard, please feel free to hit the like button. Send this out to your friends or family or social medias. That would be great. But only at the end, only if you like it. The people that have been here and know who the fuck I am. If you haven't already hit the like button, what the fuck are you doing already? What are you doing? What are you waiting for? But all right, here we go. This isn't too much longer. I think he gets to the point. Let's see. This is another. I think there's like another 10 minutes on it, but I don't know if we need to get that far.
I should talk to President
One at a
Trump.
time. So
Okay.
I'll ask, do you agree with Trump's vision of getting all the hostages back home, even if it means to end the war?
Well, I'm not sure that you articulate correctly what the president's vision is. He can speak for himself. He does that very, very well. I have my own.
You know what? Sorry, Bibi. It's tough for me to hear you when your fucking lips are all over Donald Trump's taint the whole fucking time. Your fucking voice is a little muffled, Chief. Sorry, you're gonna have to remove said lips from Trump's asshole.
There's three goals, not one.
Why do those like? Why does he have? Why does he have the guy's fingers from the Scary Movie? Like, why does Bibi Netanyahu's fingers look like he's about to dip that in some fucking mashed potatoes? Sorry. I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's terrible, bro. That's what it reminds me of. What is this shit? What is this? We got three. We got three. Look at him. You fucking asshole.
Not 2, 3 goals, and I will meet all 3 goals. I think the president can help enormously. He brings fresh thinking.
Any address to the
Fresh
fact
thinking.
that terrorists who murdered hundreds of
Fresh
people
thinking.
listed their own as the part of the deal?
It's a horrible thing. We can't forget it. I'll never forget it, and you can't forget it. And some people want to put it out of their memory, but we're not going to ever let that happen. It was a horrible day, October 7th. That was a horrible period of time. And
Well, it's not a period of time. It was a day, and what absolutely was a terrible day. But it would be fucking absolutely ridiculous of you not to mention the the subsequent days that followed, where fucking people were killed on a magnitude of fucking, I don't know, what, fucking 10, what is it? No, it's more than like 50, 60 times. Some reports up to as many as 100 times as many since then. So I think you'd be quite the asshole not to mention that afterwards, considering you're sitting next to the fucking devious monster that perpetrated said war crimes and crimes against humanity. What else we got? There's a few more things you can follow in there, and I'm sure the Hague would love to get their fucking hands on this guy. Would love to get their fucking hands on this guy, right? Ratkum Laudic has nothing on Bibi Netanyahu, and I think Ratkum Laudic was the last war criminal tried by the Hague. Fact check me on that one, please, though.
a lot of people like to pretend it didn't happen. It happened. It's a big group of people that like to pretend it didn't happen, like the Holocaust didn't happen. Same mindset. No, we're going to get this thing wrapped up, and we're going to get it done. We're also dealing.
Is it the same mindset, though? Is it the same mindset? And it's funny you mentioned the Holocaust deniers, because it seems to me that those motherfuckers are on your side, right? Seems to me that the white supremacists, the Adolf Hitler fucking teachings and writings and actions followers, those motherfuckers that idolize the Nazis. I think it's those people that really, like the Nick Fuenteses, those motherfuckers, those types, right? So I don't know why you're preaching at me. If anybody knows the horrors that took place, it would be, people that have family members that were directly involved. And typically, as the voting says, left typically vote Democrat, right? So I don't know why he's preaching at us when the people that denied the shit that he's talking about are on his side.
I think very successfully with Russia, Ukraine. We're going to hopefully get that one done at some point in the not too distant future. That's a complex problem also, but we solve problems. When I left, we had no problem. There was no Ukraine and Russia fighting. There was no October 7th. There was nothing.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Again, how this asshole just either is ignorant to the fact that Russia was perpetrating this war already in 2014, well before he was in office, and as he was in office, and after he was in office, right? Or he's just, like I said, just too stupid. Or it's just, part of his act, part of his little skit that he's got going on.
Nothing. And
oh, how funny would that be? Not funny, but how fucking fitting would that be, right? Who just said that? Big Dog? How fucking fitting would that be if at some point in time Jack Smith were to be the guy trying Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes at The Hague? Right? Like, I know we obviously didn't get anywhere near what we wanted from the judicial system as far as it comes to Donald Trump's court cases. But if there was ever a fucking little silver lining, right, a little crumb to be thrown our way in this disastrous point in fucking history, wouldn't it be fucking fitting to one day see that motherfucker, or both these pieces of shit, sitting in front of Jack Smith in The Hague as Jack Smith's wearing his fucking big purple robe that Donald Trump loved to make fun of, right? Trying these motherfuckers for war crimes, or trying Donald Trump for the fucking crimes against what really should have come out to be crimes against humanity for his fucking fumbling and mishandling of COVID and the amount of people that died needlessly because of it. Right. And I know it's a dream. It's far-fetched, but we need to dream every now and again. We can just envision what it would be like to see that. Oh, it'd be scrumptious. All right, we continue.
Some very poor leadership led to a lot of problems and a lot of death. And it's a shame, but we'll put it out. We'll put out the fires. We have a lot of fires, but we'll put them out.
I'll tell you, a couple gallons of gasoline on that fire behind you could have saved this world a lot of trouble. I'm just saying. It's in the past, so it can't happen. So I'm just saying. Just saying. Could have saved everybody a lot of trouble right there with a couple gallons of gas. Anyway.
The Palestinian state, like the peace plan you presented in January 2020. Is this plan still on the table?
Well, a lot of plans change with time, and a lot of death has occurred since.
So that's a no. To your question. I think he was asking will Palestinians still be on board as far as the plans that you proposed earlier? And what he's saying now is no, they won't.
Left and now came back. This death occurred not while I was here, but while somebody else was here. It shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have allowed it to happen. It would have never happened. And that includes Russia, Ukraine would have never happened. Not even a little bit, not even a chance. But now we are faced with a situation that's different, in some ways better and in some ways worse. But we're faced with a very complex and difficult situation, but we'll solve the problem.
And I guess if I didn't have a day job, I would have had this set up to the point already for you. And I apologize that it's not. And I know it's, but again, I work, so give me a break. I do the best I can.
Yeah, did the refugees get from Gaza, out of Gaza? If not Jordan, Egypt, what other countries you think might accept Palestinians from Gaza?
Well, I think Jordan and Egypt will. I know they've spoken about it with you, and they say they're not going to accept. I say they will. But I think other countries will accept also. I think that.
So not only, again, this is kind of an aside, but not only are we ruining our relationships with our closest allies and trade partners, but now we're going to go telling other countries who they should and shouldn't accept into their country as we're deporting on a mass scale, immigrants in this country. As we're sending 30,000 to Guantanamo Bay, we're supposed to be telling other countries who they should accept as migrants. Think that, I don't know. Probably a bad idea. Again, not a politician myself, but I'm going to go ahead and say if I was a strategist on your fucking campaign, I'd be like, probably don't want to do that, dude. Bro. No, right? Like, you pissed off enough people. But again, who the fuck am I? I'm just a lonely plumber sitting in front of a camera talking to you people.
Gaza maybe is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, it's all
right. Here we go. We get into the fucking meat and potatoes of the conversation here. The gist of it. This is the fucking Donald Trump unhinged, right? When we say, oh, this man's unhinged, we've been saying it for this is truly unhinged shit, right? In the definitional sense of the word. This is beyond even what some Republicans can even fucking defend. Somebody say, what's up, Susie? How are you? Appreciate you. What up, AI Jesus? Devon, how are you? Talia, how are you? Celery, what's going on? Suzanne, how are you? Yeah, but again, this is the meat and potatoes of it. This is the unhinged part. This is what I really want you to pay attention to. You've probably already heard it. If you haven't, listen the fuck up even better. And if you have heard it, you haven't heard my take on it. So it's worth watching again. This is crazy enough.
It maybe is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, it's all, there's hardly a building standing, and the ones that are going to collapse.
Why? Why is that? Why? It's just, I can't it's so close, and you want to put your finger on it or even a fist on it. And it's almost like it's fucking sitting right the fuck next to you. Just can't. Oh, why? How? Who? Why is that happening? Why did that happen? Just so many questions I'd ask myself in that situation.
You can't live in Gaza right now, and I think we need another location.
It's fucking not for you to decide, buddy. How about that? Not for you to fucking decide, right? After World War II, did we go in and tell the fucking German citizens, "Now you can't, no rebuilding. Sorry, not yours to rebuild." Right? Not your Volkswagen factory anymore. It's gonna be a Ford factory. No, we're not gonna help you get your car industry back on track to help your economy. Right? We're not gonna help you fucking rebuild your stores and your apartments and your condos and your fucking workspaces and the government buildings, and your monuments and your roads and your bridges and your railways. We're not gonna help. No, we're just fucking. You can't live there. It's a demolition site, Berlin. You can't live there. It's United States property now. Unreal.
I think it should be a location that's going to make people happy. You look over the decades, it's all death in Gaza. This has been happening for years. It's all death. If we can get a beautiful area to resettle people.
Oh, I think to resettle people should be on the never fucking to say list as president of the United States, right? Yeah, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're fucking Democrat or Republican. Like, I don't care if you're fucking stupid or smart. I don't care. There should be a list of fucking shit, like probably 10 or 20 things right off the bat that are like, all right, these are fucking things you just can't fucking say, dude. Right? I don't care what your policies are. This is shit you can't say. And this is fucking shit that you just can't fucking say.
Look over the decades, it's all death in Gaza. This has been happening for years. It's all death. If we can get a beautiful area to resettle people permanently and nice.
Permanently resettle people permanently. He even went a step fucking further to make it fucking permanent. Like, am I the only one that wants to fucking run through a brick wall when you hear that shit? Right? To resettle people permanently. Like, at one point, does this become like too much of a simulation? Right? Like, I know fucking they say history doesn't repeat, but it fucking sure as fuck rhymes. I don't know. This seems like somebody put the needle back on the same record, right? On the same track. I feel like we're listening to fucking the bad track again. I don't know. Somebody, the needle skipped. It went back to somehow 1930, 40, I guess, is what happened.
Homes and where they can be happy and not be shot, not be killed, not be knifed to death like what's happening.
By who? By fucking who, dude? Oh my God, I'm going to lose my shit. I am going to lose my fucking shit. The complete and absolute irony of saying that next to the man who's fucking perpetrating this shit is just too much to bear almost. It really is. I mean, and the guy, look. All right. Okay.
Happening in Gaza. And right now you have in Gaza a very dangerous situation in terms of explosives all over the place.
And again, just to translate what he said before, right? When he said there's been death for years there, this is basically what he's saying is giving him the absolute authority and the right to go in there because of the years of turmoil and death and back and forth, right? Somehow gives him the authority, gives the United States the authority to step in and say, nope, this is ours now. We're going to build this into a beautiful fucking outdoor area with open spaces. You're not going to be able to live here. We're going to find you someplace else to resettle permanently. But we'll make this beautiful for Israelis, I guess.
In terms of tunnels that nobody knows who's in the tunnel, the whole thing is a mess. And I think that if we can resettle, and I believe we can do it in areas where the leaders currently say no. I mean, I've been saying that with Mexico.
Call into the majority port on April 1st as Ken. Call into the majority port on April 1st as Ken. Is it supposed to be like an April Fool's joke? Why wouldn't I call as me? I like the majority report. Maybe I'm hopping in the middle of a conversation. I don't know. Let me know on that one. It's sad that Brian never met Michael, but I'm sure Sam would love to connect. Michael was a shit. I believe me, I consumed a lot of Michael's stuff. He was funny. I loved his skits, even some of his really early stuff with Sam, where they used to sit across from each other. He had some good stuff, but again, I was actually just kind of getting serious into listening to it every day, as it pretty much in his, I would say, his final year, maybe a little more than final year type thing. Ken. Am I missing something? It was the thing Sam Cedar and Michael Brooks did on April's Fools. Oh my God. That is hilarious. That totally went over my head. That totally went over my head. I was literally saying it out loud too, and I still didn't fucking know. What an asshole. I appreciate you. Thank you, Rachel. What an idiot. Yeah, and R.I.P. Michael Brooks. He was a real one. Hey, there's no is better. Housebox is a wonderful human being. Great person that everybody should be watching. But as far as trying to say somebody is not here on the planet anymore, I am not going to rate or grade them or put them above or below anybody. Let's let them rest in peace. But everybody should be checking out Housebox weekdays, 12 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturdays, noon Eastern Standard Time. And I think his show kind of differs. On Thursdays later at 7, and then not one of the days he doesn't have just watch fucking Housebox. That's all you're gonna know. But yes, true fucking shout out to all you true Trubies out there in the chat that got that one before I did. That was way over my head. Like I said, I kind of got into it a little later than most. A lot later than I would have liked to. I would have liked to have been there. But all right, let's finish out this madman's. It's taken way too long. I knew it would. I knew this was going to piss me off, and I knew I was going to have a lot to say. But let's get through this, and then we'll get to a couple more stories.
Having to do with the border and all of the things, and you saw what happened, 10,000 soldiers, and they're going to do a good job.
Yeah, they are. Now, excuse me, can you tell me how many Biden had negotiated the Mexican president for? Oh, is it 15? Okay, that 15 is bigger than 10, correct? Dan?
I really believe that, and I believe Canada is going to do a good job also. They said the same thing, and then they did something much different than what you were hearing. This is a very, very difficult situation, but we're going to get it solved. I don't think people should be going back to Gaza. I think that Gaza has been very unlucky for them. They've lived like hell.
What the fuck does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? What does that mean? What is that? I don't think people should be going back to Gaza. And now by people, do you mean Palestinians by any chance? Because what the fuck are you building buildings for? What are you building fucking open areas for if no fucking people can go back to Gaza? Because I'm pretty sure when you say people, you mean Palestinians. Can you grab your fucking balls and spit it out there like you want to say it and stop fucking sugarcoating it for us, sweetheart? Because we know what the fuck you want to say. We know what the fuck you mean.
They lived like you're living in hell. Gaza is not a place for people to be living. And the only reason they want to go back, and I believe this strongly, is because they have no...
Because it's their fucking home.
No alternative. What's the alternative? Go where? There's no other alternative. If they had an alternative, they'd much rather not go back to Gaza and live in a beautiful alternative that's safe.
Imagine thinking that people would not want to return to their homes, right? Imagine fucking thinking that you could just ship them off somewhere else, right? Like, even if all these surrounding countries were just like, yeah, we'll take them. Yeah, come on over. Sure. How many of these people, Palestinians, would just be like, no, I want to rebuild my home where I've grown up with my family and my fucking, everything that I've ever known, right? I know it's destroyed. I know it's going to take a lot to rebuild, but, fucking Hiroshima rebuilt, Nagasaki rebuilt, Berlin rebuilt, right? It can be done. Going to take a lot of hard work, right? But we're here to do it. Who the fuck are you to decide? Is correct. 7 dogs. Correct. Who the fuck are you to decide who's going to rebuild my home? You sloppy son of a bitch. Correct. And we're not, right. We're not talking about, right, Big Dog. Thank you. We're not talking about like fucking 5, 10, 20,000. We're not talking about a couple people here. We are talking about fucking millions of people, half of which are fucking kids. Right? This doesn't even take into account Tony Blinken coming out a couple weeks ago and telling us that there's probably more fucking Hamas fighters now than there were when we fucking started because of all this shit. Right? Like, who the fuck are you to say that 1 million fucking kids should just be resettled elsewhere? And that you are the fucking the king and ruler that determines who gets to stay and who gets to leave and who gets to live and who gets to die. Because if you're fucking trying to be Caesar, you are the shittiest fucking Caesar I've ever seen. I think this will be the last question, I believe, and then we'll take a look at Jasmine Crockett laying the law down.
Yeah.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was
It
happening?
would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're hoping to do something so nice and so beautiful. And we're hoping to rebuild their homeland in such a fucking way where they won't want to return. Like, the words leaving my mouth almost don't want to fucking leave my mouth. They know they're so stupid. Like, they know that is so fucking fascist and authoritarian. I mean, in the brazenness of it, right? And the fact that the media is sitting there, and I'm sure these are just fucking hand-picked stooges from fucking Fox and OAN, and I'm sure they throw in 1 or 2 so-called centrist media sites to make it what they call even. But I struggle to find the words, again, being from the Boston area, that won't get me kicked off YouTube. Really. It's just fucking unbelievable to me to hear that shit. Let's go. One more time.
Return to Gaza
Excuse me,
if
sorry.
they left while the rebuilding was
It
happening.
would be my hope.
Right. Everybody gets the question. Are Palestinians going to be allowed to return or not? Right. And this is the fucking answer. This is Donald Trump's hope.
That we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been
Not
one
bad,
of
oh.
the meanest, one of the
Hold on.
meanest.
Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for becoming a member. Good to see you. Mahalo. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your services.
Toughest places on earth. And right now, it's. I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, and it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over.
You understand what he's saying? The same thing's going to happen again because fucking the madman next to me doesn't know how to keep his finger off the fucking IDF trigger. Right? Like, again, the irony of him saying this bullshit next to the man that wouldn't allow these people to live there in peace is blowing my fucking mind.
Over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter. So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back? They've experienced nothing but death and destruction.
What will you do What will you do then?
Well, I don't think they're going to tell me no.
Mr. President,
I don't think they're going to tell me.
What will you do for
I think they're going to tell Biden no, and I think they're going to tell other people no.
So you think it will happen at the end?
I think there's a good chance. Yeah,
How
I'd like to
many
see that.
people are you thinking about?
All of them. I mean, we're talking
All of
about
them.
probably 1.7 million.
All of them. Wait a minute. How many? I'm
People
sorry. How many?
7 million. All of them. I mean, we're talking
All of
about
them.
probably 1.7 million people.
1.7 million. Now that math ain't mathin'. Am I wrong? Or does that mean there's a substantially bigger number of dead Palestinians than what's actually been released? Does he know something that we don't know? No, I think he was saying 1.7 million, like 1,700,000. I haven't seen a death toll as high as 300K. I've seen some going as high as 100, but most of them are at 50, in the 50s to 60 as far as I'm seeing. I'm an aid worker. We have teams on the ground. I've been saying this for months. Well, I'm not gonna go against that. Yes, this is a hint to the real number of deaths: 2 million, now 1.7 million. I mean, again, it just I'm sure in due time, right? In due time, we'll find fucking out. I mean, count's always unreliable in wars to a point, right? You can have each side has their own reasons for either inflating the death tolls or deflating the death tolls as far as their own propaganda goes, right? But when you have, multiple other agencies on site, humanitarian organizations, when you see the actual lists of the names, it's it's pretty hard to argue, regardless of where it's coming from. And again, if we want more fucking information, let more fucking journalists in, right? How about that? You should have let a lot more fucking journalists in. Maybe we would have got better information. Maybe, some of these stories that have been coming out could have been fucking either confirmed or debunked a lot sooner. But all right,
7,
fucking
maybe
time flies when you're yelling at stupid fucking people, huh?
a
Sorry.
million 8. But I think all of them, I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day.
Mr. President, do you support?
The fuck was that? Was he telling a dog to sit? You see that shit? What the fuck was that?
Do you support? Mr. President, do you support?
Like the fucking like he just caught Don Jr. going for his third 8-ball of the night. No, that's one too many.
Building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza in the next years?
Say it.
Building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza in the next year. Do you support this idea?
I don't see it happening.
Building Jewish settlements back in Gaza is the question.
It's too dangerous for people. Nobody can go there. It's too dangerous. Nobody wants to be there. Warriors don't want to be.
What the fuck? Like, things don't just spontaneously combust, right? Missiles don't just come fucking flying in out of nowhere. If you don't have people shooting fucking rockets in there, it becomes a not dangerous place to live, right? Real fucking quick. Take away the snipers. Becomes a safe place to live real fucking quick, right? What is he like? What is this? Again, to sit there and be like, well, it's not a safe place to fucking live. Why? Who? I wonder why. I wonder why you're so fucking close to connecting the dots. You can almost probably smell them. I bet. Holy shit.
Be there. Soldiers don't want to be there. How can you have people go back? You're saying go back into Gaza now? The same thing's going to happen. It'll only
So he wants it to be a what? An arid fucking wasteland as far as this press conference is concerned up until now?
be death. The best way to do it is you go out and you get beautiful, open areas with the sunlight coming through. And
No,
you
that's not
build
what I meant.
something
I
nice.
meant building Israeli
They are not
settlements
gonna
back
wanna-
in Gaza.
They are not going to want to go back to Gaza.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, what is your message to the families of the hostages that look at this deal, that are worried that this deal won't go through? What do you say to them at this moment?
Same message I said from the beginning of the war. We'll get them out, get them back. We got over 70%.
It's funny. It's because a lot of the fucking families of the hostages say you haven't been fucking focused on getting the hostages out. You're more focused on, you know, your maniacal fucking genocidal fucking conquests than you were at actually saving the hostages per the actual families of the fucking hostages.
Close to 75% of the people who everybody believed will not get out. We got them in successive deals. And most recently, with the help of President Trump, we're not going to give up on any of them. And we're not going to give up on our other war aims. Hamas is not going to be in Gaza, and we're going to get everyone back.
And you would not have.
Again, what? Again, how? Again, we're right back to fucking square one. We are right back to fucking square one. You think Hamas is just fucking automatically going to start packing their suitcases, right? They're like, okay, we're out. Take it. Yep, go ahead. Take it easy. That's where I live. Who you know, whichever one gets that, good luck to you. You guys out of your fucking trees? I mean, who says this fucking shit? Who and believes it? You believe that? How's it been going for you so far? How's that gone for you so far? Did you get them all out? Did you get them all? Or have you created more since this fucking fiasco started?
Prime Minister, how optimistic are you about reaching phase 2 of the ceasefire? How optimistic are you about that happening?
Well, we're going to try. That's one of the reasons, one of the things we're going to talk about here. And if we, you know, when Israel and the United States work together, and President Trump and I work together, you know, the chances go up a lot.
That people die.
It's when we don't work together, Israel and the United States don't work together, that creates problems. When the other side sees
Yeah, because it's worked out so well for us thus far.
daylight between us and occasionally in the last few years, to put it mildly, they saw daylight. Then it's more difficult. When we cooperate,
It's the right
chances
time
are
to
good.
eat once and for all.
Say it.
Now that Iran is so weak, isn't it the right time to hit their nuclear facilities once and for all?
So you say Iran is so weak. I appreciate you saying that. They're not weak. They're very strong right now, and we're not going to allow them to have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple.
So then why would you appreciate him saying that?
You know, I signed a very strong proclamation. Iran was in big trouble when I left. They were broke. They didn't.
All right, fuck. You know what? I'm not going to spend. We got half hour left. I'm not going to spend the rest of it on that. Just, I mean, it has to be brought to your attention. I hope a lot more people are talking about